This video is a review of Nintendo's fiscal year 2025 third quarter financial results, period from April 2024 to December 2024. Nintendo is a Japanese company best known for creating some of the most iconic video game franchises and consoles in the world. Founded in 1889, it evolved into a video game giant in the late 20th century. Consolidated financial highlights. In the third quarter, Nintendo's business performance declined significantly compared to the same period last year. Net sales dropped by 31.4% to 956.2 billion yen. Operating profit fell by 46.7% to 247.5 billion yen. Ordinary profit decreased by 42.3% to 327.1 billion yen. And net profit was down 41.9% to 237.1 billion yen. Net profit progress rate against the annual forecast is already 87.8%. However, forecasted annual net profit is 270 billion yen, which is a 45% decrease compared to the previous year. Consolidated sales. Game console business sales dropped by 31.7% year-on-year to 895.5 billion yen, as both Switch hardware and software unit sales declined, despite the weaker yen, which usually helps overseas revenue. Additionally, mobile and IP, intellectual property-related income, fell by 33.9% to 49.7 billion yen, mainly because revenue from visual content, especially from the Super Mario Bros. Movie, was lower than the previous year. Consolidated financial forecast. Nintendo updated its financial forecast for fiscal year 2025 based on third quarter results and expected performance for the rest of the year. Nintendo now expects 1,190 billion yen in net sales, 280 billion yen in operating profit, 370 billion yen in ordinary profit, and 270 billion yen in net profit. They also revised the assumed exchange rate for the US dollar from 140 yen to 150 yen, while keeping the euro at 155 yen. Additionally, they lowered their sales forecast for the Nintendo Switch, cutting expected hardware sales by 1.5 million units to 11 million, and software by 10 million units to 150 million. As a result of these changes, the annual dividend forecast has been reduced from 129 yen to 116 yen per share too. Although the previous year's sales were too good, the updated downward forecast was disappointing this time, with profits and dividends declining. Sales status of Nintendo Switch. During the same period of the previous fiscal year, several special editions of the Nintendo Switch, OLED model, organic light-emitting diode model, were released, which boosted hardware sales at that time. In comparison, the current fiscal year did not have as many such releases, leading to a decline in overall hardware sales for the Nintendo Switch family, down 30.6% year-on-year to 9.54 million units. Similarly, software unit sales fell by 24.4% year-on-year to 123.98 million units. At least new titles like The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom and Super Mario Party Jamboree sold well, along with consistent sales from evergreen games and third-party titles. As a result, 19 titles reached over 1 million units sold this fiscal year. Nintendo Switch 2. On January 16th, Nintendo announced that the successor to the Nintendo Switch 2, will be released in 2025. The Nintendo Switch 2 is an upgraded hybrid console with a 7.9-inch 1080p LCD screen, improved Joy-Con controllers, stronger performance via custom NVIDIA chip, 256GB storage, 4K docked output, and backward compatibility with most original Switch games. It will be 49,980 yen in Japan, and is expected to be $450 in the US. Nintendo's future business performance will largely depend on the success of the Nintendo Switch 2 and the release of new software titles, as these are expected to drive hardware sales, attract new users, and maintain engagement among existing fans. Stock price. This is the Japanese yen-based chart. For the last 1 year, the Japanese yen stock price is 9,194 yen as of April 7th, and the US dollar stock price is $16.12 as of April 7th. Current PBR is 3.98, and PR is 39.6. Dividend yield is 1.26%. Compared to the last few years, all PBR, PER, and dividend yield show that stock price is relatively higher. Although the stock price has been falling recently after Donald Trump's tariff announcement, Nintendo's current stock price is still relatively higher compared to the past prices, partly due to the expectations for Nintendo Switch 2. Conclusion: Nintendo's business performance was sluggish because of the planned release of the new Nintendo Switch 2 model and the trend of refraining from purchasing previous Nintendo Switch this fiscal year. Nintendo Switch 2 will go on sale officially in 2025, so strong sales increase through hardware sales can be expected in the future. Nintendo's equity ratio is about 80%, so it has no financial problems at all. Nintendo Switch 2 is a key for recovery,